Hey guys, this is my first video in a good while. I don't really have a good reason as to why I haven't been posting for so long, like at least a month at this point. But anyways, since it's April 27th, 2020, you know what that means. It's Kirby's 28th anniversary. And because of that, we're going to be reviewing a Kirby game today. That being, of course, since you've read the frickin' title, Kirby Planet Robobot for the Nintendo 3DS. And this is definitely one of my favorite Kirby games. I remember, I think, getting it for my birthday. It was close to my birthday. And my grandparents bought it for me, and I think I beat it in 2 days. It took me 2 days to beat it. Because I mean, lengthwise, it is pretty decent, but like most Kirby games, it is relatively easy. However, I would say that Planet Robobot is definitely on the harder side of the Kirby spectrum in terms of difficulty. And there are a handful of fun modes. And of course, before this came Triple Deluxe, which I would definitely say is just as good as its sequel, despite the majority opinion who say that Planet Robobot is better in every way. However, I would say that there are some things that Triple Deluxe does a little bit better than Planet Robobot. Like in both games, the soundtrack is fantastic. And this, my favorite song is probably either the overworld theme for Access Arc or maybe one of the boss battle themes. I'm not too sure. Obviously, since this game uses the Triple Deluxe engine, it is very similar mechanically and graphically. However, the graphics of this are a bit more polished than Triple Deluxe, and the way that they're similar is that they both have an overpowered mechanic that makes Kirby just super freaking powerful. In this game's case, it is the Robobot armor that he can wear, and then he can merge it with a copy ability. Not any copy ability, but most. Like Beam, like Cutter lets him fire sharp discs. Then I like boomerangs. Come back to him really quickly. Sword gives him very large blades on both of his arms that break things. He has fire, which gives him 2 blowtorches on his arms. His beam, which lets him shoot electric balls. He has spark, which I definitely do not like spark as an ability. However, it's probably my favorite Robobot mech power-up, because it lets you shoot like balls of electricity really quickly, but you can charge it and make it even more powerful. That's a lot of fun. There's others, but ESP lets you shoot spirally telekinetic balls out of his arms. And another great thing about this game is that my favorite ability in the entire series comes from this game, that being the Doctor ability, as you can see on the back right here. Lets him throw pills and brew potions. He has an attack where he rushes forwards with a clipboard. One of the aerial attacks lets him shoot pills out of a pill bottle. It's really fun. And then there's also poison that this game introduced, which is just discount water from Return to Dreamland, because it's less diverse in what moves you can do with it. And there's ESP, which I liked at first, but it's a pretty slow ability. However, it's a lot more fun in Star Allies, because it acts like an electricity power there, and gives them zap weapons, and there's the cool thing that you can do with rock that I didn't even do on my first playthrough, because I always had King DDD with Zap Hammer, so I had no use for it. I also like the villains in this game, and just the boss battles as a whole. They're a lot of fun. Like, there's the first boss, which, like you'd expect from a traditional Kirby game, is Wispy Woods. However, he's a cyborg and shoots bombs. Then the second boss is a bunch of holograms of various Kirby bosses throughout the series. And there's Robotic Meta Knight, who you fight a couple of times, and then the final boss in this game is definitely interesting. He goes through several different phases, and one of them, he's constantly airborne, but only does the attack of where he covers the screen in money, and like a couple other attacks that are really easy to dodge. However, he's so high up in the air to the point that you can't even damage him, but at the same time, he can't damage you. So that freaking entire section of the boss is just, I guess, get some good hits in on him while dodging his easy to avoid moves. But overall, I would definitely say that this is a pretty great Kirby game. It was definitely amongst the best, along with its prequel, Triple Deluxe, as well as Star Allies. That's another really good one. Return to Dreamland, great Kirby game, definitely up there. Epic Yarn is pretty alright. It's definitely nothing special. It's still pretty darn good. Has amiibo functionality, so if you scan an amiibo, then it gives you a power-up, depending on which amiibo you scan. Like, Mario gives you fire. I think Link gives you sword. Dr. Mario gives you doctor. You know, what you would probably expect for most of them, except it's kind of weird how Sonic gives you, I think, fire when I feel like he should give you wheel, but whatever. I guess it's an interesting feature, but you don't really need it. And the thing that I found out about one of the challenge things is that I chose Doctor as my ability because it's my favorite in the series. And you can't actually spawn the health potion in certain areas. Because with the Science Lab attack, he can brew either a fire potion that has a stream of fire go straight upwards. There's the electric potion, which has electric balls pop out of the potion to then bounce around the floor a little bit. And then there's the ice attack, which creates an icy mist. And then on a very rare occasion, you can get a green potion that Kirby drinks, and then it heals a lot of his health. But since there's rest areas in that game where there's no enemies, you can just spam the potion infinitely, but you'll never get the healing potion. So that's kind of disappointing. But I feel like I've said all I wanted to about this game, so I suppose that I'll see you next time for another episode of Pokemon Showdown Theme Teams.